needs fixing, Nicole?
I've got scoliosis.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but it's mainly my lower back that's sore.
Right.
This is all my back.
Yeah. Now, I've worked with quite a few young ladies with scoliosis. Yeah, and I've got some theories around it, but let's just fix it, eh? So, usually when you've got scoliosis, they will give you a percentage of, like, twist, curvature. So what percentage have they said?
21.
21, okay. That's not as bad as some I've worked with. Okay, so let's get you just stood here. And I'm going to talk about my theory behind scoliosis, okay? But then if Nicole's embarrassed by this, we'll just press delete. But if she's happy for it to go out, then that's cool as well. Because it might not apply to you, but it might apply to other people with scoliosis, and I think it's useful. All right, cool. Right. Okay. Right. So, surgeon that's working is called Dr. Augusto de Almeida. All right, and he's just looking at the flow of energy through the spine. Now, this is the thing. Everybody I've worked on with scoliosis so far has been female. I haven't worked on a young boy with scoliosis. They've all been female, and they've all been attractive. And the scoliosis has started very often at around puberty, where the girls are getting a bit of unwanted attention from males and don't know quite how to handle that and are sort of holding themselves in. And sometimes they're not holding their chest out, because I was a bit well endowed as a girl, and if I go like this, I would get attracted to it. So you sort of hold your body. But if you get too much unwanted attention, our young girls are sort of doing this. That's my perception of scoliosis in the men. Can you relate to that at all, Nicole? Yeah, and she's not being conceited or big-headed, it's just sometimes, workman whistling and stuff like that, that unwanted attention that makes us want to, and you can imagine what that's doing to the spine, yeah? Now, this is the next thing that I like to bring into the equation with these young girls, and it's usually something that isn't talked about in our societies. Right, in our societies, we've got, most people don't have that many sexual relationships, do they? I mean, if I go back a couple of generations, you were expected to be a virgin when you got married. But most people in the society aren't that sexually active, and so they've only had, I don't know, let's say people have had up to 6 sexual relationships, if that, and some have probably only had 2 or 3. Not everybody is sleeping with everybody, are they? All right. Now, so as a species, we're sort of getting limited sexual experience. You don't know what it may be like with somebody else. You don't know. This is the thing that I think that all our young girls need to know, is that boys flow their sexual energy through the base chakra, something in a skirt. They're ready for action. Here I am. Oh, I've just rammed into the back of somebody's car. But there's this bright, shiny thing in a short skirt. Yeah? Right, that's girls. All right. Girls aren't like that. Girls, our basic thing is we need to flow the sexual energy through the second chakra of the sacral. We need to feel loved. We need to feel that somebody's going to look after us. And it goes back to the basic thing of men sowing the seeds and women are raising the kids. You don't want to get pregnant to somebody that's going to be off with the next thing in a short skirt. So you want some emotional connection, and once you can feel that, then you get aroused. Now what's happening in our society is some of the girls are thinking they need to be like the guys and hop into bed with everybody. We're not designed to do that, girls. You're going to feel crap. Sorry, I've just sworn, I don't mean to. But you're going to feel lousy. Because they dump their stuff in you. Literally, semen. And emotional. There's an emotional release for a guy. And we as females, we've got to process that stuff. And usually it's in our menses. As we lose our menstrual blood flow, we're also, don't we go emotional? Yeah. And if you don't think you do, just ask a man in the house, he'll tell you definitely do. But what you're letting go of is their stuff as well as your stuff. Men don't menstruate, do they? And so I perceive that we take on a lot of their emotional stuff. And what was supposed to happen is we're supposed to get a connection with them through that second chakra, so that then they don't stray, so that they then stay with us, with the children, with the family, because family is the structure of our society. What are we going to have when we don't have family, guys? You know, who cares most about family in our society? It's not your priests, it's not your vicars, it's the 3-year-olds that want mummy and daddy to please stay together. 3-year-olds care more about marriage than anybody does. Now, when you're 19, 20, you don't care about marriage, yeah? When you're my age, I care about marriage. Because I'm thinking about old age now, and I'm going to look after him, and he's going to look after me, hopefully. Yeah? But there's these in-between times where, oh, that's a bit, I wouldn't mind a bit of that, yeah? And you've got to decide what's really important to you. And if you as a couple learn to flow your energy through these higher chakras, sex gets better, orgasms get better. Yeah? But if the guys are still base chakra, that's why they're having affairs. And if the girls do the same too, it's not going to work. All right, just walk around, Nicole, just see how that's feeling. Lower back's a bit better? Yeah, cool. Face that way again. Cool. Nicole. It's about you, Nicole, being true to you. You can't be anybody else. It's about you being you. And it's about that you being you, you will draw to you the perfect partner that is right for you being you. You can't make yourself into somebody else to please somebody else or to conform. You can only be you. And yeah, there are some exciting times ahead for you. Because the more you are being you, the more your light's going to shine, and the more you're going to pull to you the perfect people and the perfect opportunities that are just right for you. And it's the same for all of us guys. If you try and be somebody else to keep your parents happy, to keep a teacher at school happy, to keep your partner happy, sooner or later it doesn't work. Sooner or later the wheels fall off the car. The journey that we have here is about being true to ourselves and being kind to each other. Be true to you, be kind to each other. Right, another walk around, Nicole. How's it feeling?
Yes, we're good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Just move around a little bit, check if there's any pain there.
Around the shoulder.
Right, cool. So let's sit you just there, and we'll just work that one out as well. Cool. God bless. One of the things that puzzled me my whole life, when I was a teenager, you know, we didn't have a lot of youth clubs or activities for youth, and then I got to be a young adult, and there weren't many opportunities to meet people other than pubs in England. Yeah? And who do you meet in pubs? You meet alcoholics. It's true. That are the life and soul of the party, so charming when they've got alcohol in, but that's somebody else's husband who's down the pub. Then they marry you, and they become the nice, charming man in the pub to somebody else while you're home cooking dinner. That's not the story of my life, by the way, but I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. That jovial man at the end of the bar that everybody loves and the wife's at home, yes. And at all ages across our communities, we actually need more things that will bring people together. Yeah, there's a really lovely feeling when you feel like you belong. And you know what determines the quality of the person you marry? It's not your judgment. It's not whether you're wise. It's how many people you've chosen from. How many people did you have access to choose from? Think about that one. Yeah? And so we need more access to more people in our communities. We need more social events happening so that we can choose out of a bigger selection of people. And we're likely to make better choices. turning your head, seeing how that's feeling. Pretty good. Awesome. Give a round of applause.